हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू कविता चैनल। अभी हमारा जीएसटी का पार्ट 2 है। पार्ट 1 में हमने बेसिक फीचर्स ऑफ जीएसटी डिस्कस किया था। अब हम बेनिफिट्स ऑफ जीएसटी डिस्कस करेंगे। तो हम शुरू करते हैं। बेनिफिट्स ऑफ जीएसटी, तो इसको तीन पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया है। मेक इन इंडिया एंड फॉर easy doing the business and for the point of view of the consumer. Okay, so first one, make in India. Benefits of GST will help to create a unified common national market for India, giving a boost for foreign investments. And make in India will prevent cascading effect of tax, as the input tax credit will be available across the goods and services at every stage of supply. Harmonization of law, procedures and rates of tax. It will boost export and manufacturing activity, generate more employment and thus increase GDP with gainful employment, leading to substantial economic growth. Ultimately, it will help in poverty eradication by generate more employment and more financial resources. More efficient utilization of taxes, especially for exports, thereby making our products more competitive in the international market and give boost to Indian exports. Compare the overall investment climate in the country, which will naturally benefit the development in this state. Uniform CGST and IGST rates will be reduce the incentive for evasion by eliminating rate arbitrage between neighboring states and that between intrastate sales and interstate sales. Yes, average tax burden on companies is likely to come down, which is expected to reduce price and lower price means more consumption, which in turn means more production, thereby helping in the growth of the industry. This will create India as a manufacturing hub. Now, second point of view, easy doing the business. The second benefit of the GST, similar tax revision with fewer exemptions. Reduction in the multiplicity of taxes. कितने सारे multiple taxes होते थे तो वो सब reduce हो गए हैं. That are present governing our indirect tax system, leading to simplify and uniformity. अब हमारे tax का जो भी structure है वो simple है और uniform है. Reduce in compliances cost, no multiple records keep for a variety of taxes. So less investments of resources and manpower maintain the records. Simplify and automated procedures for various processes such as registration, return, refund, tax payment, etc. All interaction to be through the common GST and portal to less public interference between the taxpayer and the tax administration. Will improve environment of compliances as a return to be filed online, input credit to be verified online, and create more paper trail of transactions. Common procedures for registration of taxpayers, refund of taxes, uniform formats of tax returns, common tax base, common system of classification of goods and services will land greater certainty of taxation system. Timeline to be provided for important activities like obtain registration, refund, etc. Electronic matching input tax credits all across India, thus making the process more transparent and accountable. Okay, then next, benefits to the consumer. Consumer point of view से benefits of the GST, final price of the goods expected to be low due to seamless flow of input tax credit between the manufacturer, retailer, service supplier. It is expected that a relatively large segment of small retailers will be either exempt from tax or will suffer very low tax rates under a compounding scheme. Purchase from such entity will cost less for the consumer. तो कंपाउंडिंग स्कीम ऑप्शनल है. तो कंपाउंडिंग स्कीम में means threshold for composition scheme का है 1.5 करोड़ as per the GST Council 23rd GST काउंसिल में डिसाइड हुआ लेटेस्ट 1.5 करोड़ के अंदर जो भी है लिमिट के अंदर है वो कंपोजिशन स्कीम में आ सकते हैं, वो क्वार्टरली रिटर्न फाइल कर सकते हैं, वो मंथली रिटर्न फाइल करने की जरूरत नहीं है। और जो भी कंपोजिशन स्कीम में आते हैं उन्हें GSTR 4 रिटर्न फाइल करना होता है। और अदर स्टेट के लिए जो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट जो हिमाचल प्रदेश स्टेट के लिए लिमिटेशन है 75 लाख। और जो भी कंपोजिशन स्कीम में आते हैं उन्हें टैक्स इनवॉइस इशू नहीं करना होता है, बिल ऑफ सप्लाई इशू करना होता है और वो इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई नहीं कर सकते, उन्हें इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता। ये कुछ कंडीशंस है। और जो मैन्युफैक्चरर ट्रेडर्स गुड्स पे 1% GST पे करना होगा। और जो रेस्टोरेंट जो सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं नॉट सर्विसिंग द अल्कोहल एक्सेप्ट द अल्कोहल उनको 5% पे करना होगा। जो कंपोजिशन स्कीम में आते हैं मैंने उनके बारे में बताया। और वो क्वार्टरली रिटर्न फाइल करते हैं GSTR फॉर 18th ऑफ द नेक्स्ट मंथ और एनुअल GSTR रिटर्न फॉर्म 9A। ठीक है, 31st December। Average tax burden on companies likely to come down, which is expected to be reduced price and lower price means more consumption। तो ये अभी हमने पूरे बेनिफिट्स और GST को पूरा डिस्कस किया है। ठीक है, देन नेक्स्ट हम बात करेंगे गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स नेटवर्क क्या होता है। तो गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स network has been set up by the government as a private company under Section 25 of Companies Act 1956. Goods and Services Network would provide three front-end services to the taxpayer, namely registration, payment, and return. Three front-end services to the taxpayer: registration, payment, return. Besides providing the services to the taxpayer, GST and Network would be developing back-end IT modules for 27 states who have opted for the same. GST Network has selected 34 IT and financial technology companies to be called GST Suvidha providers. GST Suvidha providers will develop applications to be used by taxpayers for interaction with the goods and services network। ठीक है, और टैक्स रेट को थोड़ा सा देखते हैं। तो बेसिकली जीएसटी में कितनी टैक्स रेट है? 1 2 3 4 5, टोटल 5 टैक्स। 0% टैक्स रेट, 5%, 12%, 18% एंड 28% टैक्स रेट। ठीक है, final rate for the goods and service has been notified on 20th June 2017. Various notification for the central tax state have been notified the same accordingly. गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स के की कॉन्सेप्ट, जनरल बेसिक चीजें हैं जिसके बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं। Goods and service tax is a comprehensive tax on supply of goods or services or both. ठीक है, it eliminates the cascading effect of taxes. Very good. As GST is imposed at every stage of supply chain and the input tax credit available across the supply chain. The uninterrupted credit in the supply chain ensures that the end consumer purchase the goods and service at a low price. And to ensure, government has to introduce the anti-profiteering clause based on the experience in Malaysia, where GST was implemented on 1st April 2015. Under GST, tax are paid at all stages in the supply chain, from manufacturing to the end sale to the consumer. Taxes are levied at all the stages and input tax credit available to the extent to the tax paid during the purchase. Here, tax are levied at all the stages and input tax credit ITC is available to the extent of the tax paid during the purchase. The end consumer will not pay tax directly to the GST authority, and a consumer will not pay tax directly to the GST authority. The retailer pay the tax on the behalf of the end consumer. The overall idea of having the GST in India to increase tax base over a period and the result in low tax rate over a period. Various scholars estimate GDP is estimated to go and a number between the 0.5% to 2%. Also anticipate that it will be promote the easy doing the business in India. Another significant shift in the taxes under the GST is the introduction of destination-based consumption tax in place of origin-based. पहले origin based था but अब GST आने के बाद destination based consumption tax है. That means GST will be the tax revenue. बहुत important point है, ध्यान से देखिए. GST will be the tax revenue for the state where ultimately the goods and services are consumed. Ultimately, where the goods or services are consumed. GST moves with the movement of goods and services, and there is seamless movement of input tax credit also along with goods and services in the entire value chain, except the case where the credit chain breaks. Certain key terms are as under. Also, कुछ key terms used हैं supply. अब what's the meaning of supply in the GST? Tax incidence in case of GST is supply. बहुत important point है tax incidence in the GST supply. Tax incidence in case of GST is supply. Supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both. Exchange, transfer, license, barter, rental, lease, disposal, made or agree to be made for consideration by a person in the course or furtherance of business. ठीक है? The above definition inclusive definition means any other form of transaction can also build the definition of supply. Time of supply means क्या होता है? Time of supply refer to the tax point at which the tax liability has been accounted and tax invoice has to be issued. Tax invoice has to be issued. Under the GST, there are two tax points. One supply of goods and another supply of service. दो चीज हो सकती है, या तो supply of goods and supply of service. The significant change as per time of supply is that tax have to be levied even on receipt of advance from customers from the supply of goods or service or both, unlike the earlier taxation system where it was applicable only for service. बहुत important point है. The significant change as per time of supply is that tax have to be levied even on receipt of advance from customer from the supply of goods or service both. Consideration in relation to the supply of goods or service or both. Consideration means any payment made or to be made, whether in money or otherwise, in respect of, in response to, or inducement of the supply of goods or service or both, whether by the recipient or by any other person, but shall not include any subsidy given by the central government or state government. I again repeat, consideration shall not include any subsidy given by the central government or state government. And the consideration means monetary value of any act of forbearance, whether or not voluntary, in respect of, in response to or the inducement of the supply of goods or service or both, whether by the recipient or by any other person, but shall not include any subsidy given by the central government or the state government. Provided that a deposit, whether refundable or not, given in respect of the supply of goods or services or both, shall not be considered as payment made to supplier unless the supplier applies such deposit as consideration for the said supply. For the above definition is evident that the even in the consideration for the supply of goods or services or both is not received in cash, it still has to be treated as consideration for the supply. Okay, कंसिडरेशन का मीनिंग क्लियर हो गया. देन नेक्स्ट इज फर्दरेंस ऑफ बिजनेस. Furtherance of business refer to the inward supply of goods or services. Furtherance of business refer to the inward supply of goods or services being used for carrying out the business or for business purpose. In any of the inward supply are used for non-business purpose or for employee-related activity or personal consumption, then input tax credit not eligible under the GST. What's the meaning of goods? अभी तो हम goods and supply. अब पहले हम देखते हैं goods का मतलब क्या होता है. Central excise, there is no concept of manufacture or import. Under GST, anything has to be classified as goods or service. Goods according to GST means every kind of movable property other than money and security. GST goods according to GST every kind of movable property other than money and security, but include actionable claims, growing crops, grass, things attached to or forming part of the land, which are agreed to be served before supply or under a contract of supply. And a physical item which has a harmonized system of nomenclature code is deemed to be goods, HSN code. And what's the meaning of supply? Supply means anything other than goods, money and security, but includes activity relating to use of money, conversion by cash or any other method, from one form currency or bank denominator to another form currency, denominator for such a separate consumption charge. Capital goods. The value of change is capitalized in the books of accounts of the person claiming the credit and which are used or intended to be used in the course or furtherance of business. Main of a composite supply, that is the most important point for the meaning of composite supply. Made by a taxable person to a recipient, consisting two or more taxable supply of goods or services or both, or any combination thereof which are naturally bundled, and supply in conjunction with each of other in ordinary course of business, one of which is a principal supply. Some examples illustration है where goods are packed and transport with insurance. The supply of goods, packing material, transport and insurance is a composite supply, and supply of goods is a principal supply. Mixed supply, that means two or more individual supply of goods or services or any combination thereof made in conjunction with each other by a taxable person for a single price, which was supply does not constitute a composite supply, that is a mixed supply. For example, a supply of a package consists of canned foods, sweets, chocolates, cakes, dry fruits, drinks and fruit juices when supplied for a single price as a mixed supply. Each of these items can be supplied separately and is not dependent on any other. It shall not be mixed supply. If these items are supplied separately, it shall not be mixed supply if these items are supplied separately. और ठीक है. Input tax credit. GST input tax credit can be availed on inward supply of goods or services or both if the same are used or furtherance of business. GST is charged on both goods and services. Input tax credit can be availed on both goods and services except those which are on the exempted या negative list. तो उन पर input tax credit होगा नहीं. Okay friends, then that's it. ये हमारा पूरा GST का पार्ट 2 कंप्लीट हो गया है. देन बीइंग टच आगे और कौन से जिसमें हम रजिस्ट्रेशन के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे, कंपोजिशन स्कीम को डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपको मेरा वीडियो अच्छा लगा है तो प्लीज़ लाइक करना ना भूलिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर कीजिए. और अगर आपको ये वीडियो फाइल अच्छी लगी है तो अपना जीमेल आईडी मुझे दे दीजिएगा, देन मैं आपको पूरी वीडियो फाइल सेंड कर दूँगी. टेक केयर, अपना ध्यान रखें. गुड डे.